Chambers is a writer, director, and film geek that has presented film lectures around the world. Lee adds the word cheesecake to every song he sings, even though he isn't a big fan of cheesecake. Obviously, mental stability isn't highly listed on his resume, and healthcare professionals will be escorting him off the stage after this show. As a professor at Confederation College, God help your children, help me welcome Lee Chambers.
So I don't have kids. I don't have kids. It's not that I didn't want to have kids, or I couldn't have kids. It's not that. It's just that I was a kid once and I was a little shit. And my mom now wishes evil upon me, on my firstborn. And so I said, fuck it, I can't have kids. So I go to the doctor and I said, Doc, I want to have the operation. And he says, tummy tuck? And I go, no, a little bit lower down. It's down here. Apparently it's called a vasectomy. 2 weeks later, I'm at the hospital. I got the gown on, apparently backwards, and the nurse comes in with a razor and she goes, you didn't shave. And I'm thinking, shit, that's a weird place to start trying to pick up a guy. And she points at my crotch and says, the doctor needs to do a little, doctor, you got to clear cut a little bit in here, right? He needs room to work. Okay, so I do that. I shave my balls and stuff. I get into the operating room, and they lay me down on a table, which is good. I think all operations should happen while you're lying down. I don't think you should be standing up ever. The nurse gives me a blanket, she covers me up, and I'm holding on to this blanket like it's a life preserver on the Titanic. I'm fucking scared, folks. Right? I'm scared. And she makes this little tent area right here, so I can't see anything. I can't see what's going on at all. The doctor comes in, he takes a look, and he looks a little perplexed. So I'm nervous, and he says, you know you didn't need to shave the whole thing. I don't know, I'm an overachiever. I went kind of nuts, right? On my nuts, right? Anyway, he pulls out a syringe, this big syringe, and he says, I'm gonna have to jab this into your balls. Is that all right? Like a question, like I have a fucking choice. Like I'm gonna say no, just go raw at my balls. Like it's a weird question. It's like, would I ever choose to do that? Like I would say to my buddy Ryan, hey Ryan, do you want to come over on Friday night? We'll drink some beers and we'll jab needles into our balls. You just wouldn't do that. But of course, I'm there gripping the blanket, all nervous. I say, sure, go ahead. All of a sudden there's this jabbing. And I know there was jabbing because, well, it fucking hurt. So I said to the doctor, that fucking hurts. And I looked down and he's flailing around like he's knitting me a fucking sweater. I can't see anything, but it looks horrific. Absolutely horrific. And then suddenly he puts the knitting needles down. And he says, I'm done. And I go, thank God. And then he picks up another needle and he says, now the other ball. Now, I'm not looking for sympathy here, okay? Especially any woman in the audience who's ever given birth. Or any woman. Because let's admit it, guys, we're pussies. We can't accept pain. Women can. There's a big difference. Anyway, we finish up. Everything's done. I'm back in the recovery room. I look down and my balls are like black and blue. It looks horrible. It looks like I just went 10 rounds with Rocky and lost. It was bad. It was really, really bad. I was really worried that they wouldn't return to normal. But they did. But I'm not going to show you. right? And this is tell. This isn't show and tell. I'll show Ellen later, but that's about it. The nurse comes in, she goes, look, you're going to have to take one of these Tylenol 3s, right? Take one Tylenol 3 in about 3 hours. The freezing is going to wear off, right? Freezing is going to wear off. It's going to be really painful. I'm like, she was partially right. In about 3 hours, I took 4 of them because it was really, really painful. She says you have to stay off your feet. Stay off your feet for about 48 hours. You don't want to agitate your balls, right? Because they'll balloon up like grapefruit. Now, don't get me wrong, I like fruit. I love grapefruit.
You're done, bud.
Right?
You're done, bud. You're done, bud.
I'm done, bud. I'm done, bud. All right, anyway, thank you very much, Emily Chambers.